I don't feel bad for you. You neglected your body and your wife long enough.
1.7 billion were there for his birth. 220 countries tuned in for his first step. An entire human life recorded on an intricate network of hidden cameras and broadcast live 7 days a week to an audience around the globe.
This is a breaking banquet video. I faked the hospital stay? Yeah, I got some good stuff. They gave me 4 weeks worth of oxycodone. They gave me some antibiotics and some other stuff. I haven't picked it up yet. I just got in on the plane today. I literally got in on the plane, went and got the babies, and I came home and keep wanting me to live stream on Locale. And I said, oh yeah, I told him I would. And then I got home, my computer was messed up, so I fixed my computer. Now here I am. I figured I needed to like do something. Did they explain the cause of it? No. Like I went into can you guys hear the game at all? Yeah, this is my first stream since getting back in. Like I literally got home like 5 hours ago or something. Like what ended up happening with the thing was like we did the second night of the Locale camping stream, and I got home and I was laying in bed with Kelly, and I just like my hair, my clothes, everything smelled like smoke. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go take a shower. So I got up and went and took a shower, and as soon as I laid back down into bed, it felt like somebody stabbed me under the right titty. Like it was like boom, like it almost knocked the breath out of me. It was like so painful. And like from like, well, you can't really say it, from like to the bottom of my breast down, like it just like six, like almost like micro, it's almost like a Charlie horse, which was just firing off. And like I couldn't sleep whatsoever. Like I spent like the vast majority of that night just trying to switch positions, trying to find a position, because like I thought that it was just me being a bitch, you know, like I just overworked myself, and like my core muscles were gone, and like me holding my fat self up, my core muscles didn't work, and that's what I thought it was. So I didn't want to wake Kelly up or like ask to go to the hospital or anything, but like I spent when Kelly got up right around like 7 o'clock, I asked her if she would go to Walmart and get me some Tylenol, some icy hot, and like some heating, a heating pad, a heating and cooling thing, like one thing to heat, one thing to cool. Because like my idea at that point was still that I was having muscle spasms from overworking myself, and like so like at this point I'm treating like a gallstone attack with icy hot. But I was under the impression that I just overworked my core, and I wanted to do anything I could to like kind of like get it under control, because my idea was like if I could get it under control and like to the point where I could get a couple hours of sleep, I could do the next stream, right? And so Boogie eventually got up, right? Boogie came in about 2 o'clock, and this is right after like the whole like assault thing happened on stream. So Boogie gets up, and I'm expecting him to be in the same shape I'm in, because we both did the same activities, right? Like if my core is destroyed, his core has to be destroyed. He's like 12 years older than me and everything. And like then I started noticing, like I'm like, this don't make no sense. When you have weight loss surgery, they cut your stomach out and they staple your stomach back together with staples that just stay in the rest of your life, right? And I don't know how they exactly work, and I might be getting it wrong, but like so I'm like, okay, so I really need to get medical help. So Keemstar wanted to have a meeting that day, and we went to a local restaurant to have a meeting. And I told him, like, dude, I think I need to go to doctor's care. And because he was talking about shooting us with paintballs and stuff like that, and I was unsure what was happening with my body. So like Keem said, yeah, go ahead and go to doctor's care. So I went to, it wasn't a doctor's care, it was like a Well Now. And we went to the Well Now, and they had me pee in a cup, and there was blood in the urine, and I was super tender, and they said they couldn't treat me. I needed to go to the emergency room. So I went to the hospital, and I was trying to explain to them, like, yo, I was cutting wood with an axe. I took a shower, and my abs started hurting. And like every time I was telling this story, I'm like, dog, you just think it's a fat person that overexerted himself. And I basically sat there, but they ran a series of tests on me. And then like, I guess the doctor knew better than me, because he ran a test on my blood, and he seen like my white blood cells were way up. And he noticed I had a bacterial infection. And so they did a CAT scan. They did like 3 or 4 blood panels, and they found that my gallbladder was infected, and it had like fatty wall tissue and stuff of that nature. They admitted me to the hospital. I spent the first night in the hospital. They doped me up on antibiotics and silicone and stuff like that. And then I talked to the surgeon team the next day, and we talked about my situation because I was out of state, right? Like I didn't have the ability to travel, and the gallbladder surgery is a routine surgery. Here's the issues with the gallbladder. If the gallbladder ruptures, it kills you because it basically poisons your blood, right? Because it's got a bunch of bile inside of it that your body uses to like digest fat and food. But all that stuff goes into your bloodstream at one time and not like slowly sectioned out. It kind of poisons you. That's the risk. But the surgery itself is very low risk. It's a routine surgery. It takes about an hour. The problem is it has a long recovery time, like 3 to 4 weeks. So like we talked about it and we decided like just get me stable and I'll fly home on the very first flight I can book. And that's what I did. And that's where I'm at now. I have I feel fine now. I've had 2 fevers today, but I've had no pain. I have a appointment with my personal doctor on the 8th to go over things like ultrasound and maybe do another CAT scan and see where we want to go with treatment. But if I have another gallstone attack, I'm instructed to go to the emergency room. So that's where we're at with that. I have not had it taken out yet. And like all the people that say like, hey, I faked a gallbladder issue. First off, I have medical documentation on it. Second off, like, I do these trips to make money, right? And like I was gonna make a good amount of money, right? Like almost like a month's salary for most people in a weekend, right, going into it. But you know, now it cost me $21. I had to like readjust flights. I had to extend a rental. I had the initial flight and rental fees, Airbnb, hospital stay, most likely 2 hospital stays. It's going to cost me $10,000 to $11,000 after everything's said and done. So to look at me and like, oh, you did this to get out of it. No, like I've been sore before, man. Like I know what soreness feels like. Like I would say gallstones are as painful as like kidney stones. Like kidney stones is rough. Like I would say a kidney stone is like an 8 or a 9 in the pain department. Like a gallstone attack is like a 7 or 7.5. Like it's right under like a kidney stone. And like most people say kidney stones are up there with like childbirth. It is so painful. Like I'm like my gallbladder is still sore and infected and it still causes me to have fevers, but I'm not having any issues with like stones passing right now. No, I had no surgery. Like they didn't want to do surgery on me because the recovery time is so long and it would have costed me exponentially more, and they didn't. The need to have the gallbladder taken out wasn't so dire that I had to do it right that second. They got it under control enough that I was able to travel. Like I had to sign papers stating that I'd seek medical care, blah blah blah. You know, like so they cleared me to be able to go home. So that's what I did. They sent me home with antibiotics. I haven't got them yet though. I didn't have time to pick the antibiotics today, man. My flight got in after my pharmacy had closed. My pharmacy closes at 5, and I didn't get home till after 5. So Kelly is supposed to go tomorrow and pick up my my antibiotics. So I'll have them tomorrow early. Like I came into this knowing that there's going to be people like, oh, you didn't get the surgery as soon as they offered the surgery to you. Like American healthcare system is complicated, right? Like we have insurance, which is basically like car insurance for your health. And what happens is like you have this network that each insurer covers. And if, for example, the hospital I went to is in my network, but it's not in my network. I have a different deductible. Like, for example, if I get the surgery done here in Conway, it's $500 deductible. So I have to pay $500. Then I got to pay 20% of the total cost of the surgery, right? So I pay $500 plus 20%. If I had the surgery in Buffalo, the deductible goes up to $3,000 and I pay the 20%. And that's not the whole reason I didn't go. I didn't go is because like I might not have been able to get home for like a week because you're not allowed to fly directly after like having surgery. You could have a thing called a plumatory embolism, right? Because of the pressure in the plane and everything like that. And like long car rides is another no-no after a major surgery for the same reason. Like you can have a plumatory embolism. So like it makes more sense to have the surgery here where I can take a 15-minute car ride to my house and go into recovery phase versus having the surgery up in Buffalo. Can I play Final Surgery? Yeah, well, that's another thing about the gallstones and the gallbladder issue is I'm got to be on a low-fat diet because they said dehydration and eating a lot of fatty foods can cause gallstones and gallstone attacks. Would I twerk for $50? Not right now, man. Like, honestly, like I still have an infected gallbladder, and like physical activity could set it off. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about the whole Boogie situation. I felt like they did Boogie wrong, and Boogie really stepped up during the camping trip. Like I didn't get hurt on the live stream. Like literally, like I think the exertion from the axe, because they did me wrong on the fucking axe thing. I don't know if you guys agree, but like they gave me basically a splitting maul. They gave me just like a piece of metal that had like a rounded edge on it. And they expected me to beat Boogie, who actually had an axe with a blade. Like, it literally shook my teeth every time I hit it. Yeah, I'm not going to get drunk and high. Like, I was actually saving my lifelines for that. Keem kept wanting me to use a lifeline for the log. I'm like, nah, I don't use a lifeline for the log. Because I knew that the pot brownies was coming 110%. Why is Phil deeply depressed, John Bono? Is there a reason behind no weed? I just don't want, I'm a control freak. I like having control of my body. Major lecture and drill. I just want to say I've gone through a lot of adversity due to trolls in the past that caused me to go to psych wards and blah blah. Are you being serious, Major? You got the thing with Phil, and I'm supposed to be on Phil's show eventually here soon. The thing with Phil, I feel is like he can't trust anybody, right? And I understand that. I deeply understand that he can't trust anybody, and all the man really wants is stability and like WWE champion pulls. I mean, WWE champion pulls aside, like he needs to stop that. He needs to stop that, or he needs to work it in a way where WWE champions like gives him money to do pulls, right? Because the amount of money that he spends on that is astronomical. Like all his problems go away simply by just not doing that. Dude, you guys act like a group of real friends is gonna instantly fix people. No, that's not how this works. Like, right? You can get that interaction, right? But when you're so guarded and jaded because every time you've ever like put your guard down, somebody stabs you in the back, which Phil's in this department, right? He's had a lot of people like pretend to be his friend and just to stab him in the back. It makes you a sour, like isolated person. The issue I have with my members Discord is like every time I go in there, like nobody's ever interacting with each other. They always wait for me to interact, and then like the same four people come in and talk to me. I don't feel bad for you. You neglected your body and your wife long enough. Let's see. I don't feel bad for you. To neglected your body and wife long enough. Your punishment is now being forced to live a healthy lifestyle. I'm not asking anybody to feel bad for me, man. There's a trans man in Dragon Age Origins. That's part of the course. They caught me off guard at the hospital when they asked me like what my pronouns were. I'm like, I don't have any. Like I'm very sore in my stomach area, and like to kind of put you where I'm at. Like I was afraid to take a shower to get on the plane today because I was afraid it's going to trigger another reaction. If I take on the Boogie situation, Sister Gafter, what would you consider the Boogie situation? Mastermind. People were watching me because they were scared that I got hurt. Gallstones are not from not drinking water, bud. Gallstones are digestive juices that your gallbladder makes to basically break down fatty foods. People that eat a lot of fatty foods almost always get gallstones. My gallbladder injury is a side effect of the surgery. When I got the surgery, they said I'm most likely going to lose my gallbladder at some point, and it just happened to be now. But to be honest, the camping trip most likely saved my life because like I didn't know what it was. So if I had that pain just sitting around the house, I probably would have tried to sleep through it. Been a train wreck. I don't know what all that is. Kinda IROC. The timing and the trip saved you, bro. No cap. Like I was terrified I would not be able to get home. I'm going to get a surgery. Like I was supposed to have the surgery in Buffalo, but I explained my situation to the surgeon on staff, and he agreed that if I could, he was going to feed me food, and if I held the food down, he would discharge me. You know, because all my vitals had came back into where they needed to be. My white blood cell count came down, and you know that kind of stuff. Because like I'd feel much safer getting it done here because of travel restrictions after surgery. Yeah, I could get really sick at any point, at any time. But like, here's the thing. Like, I'm 10 minutes from the hospital here, and I'll just go to the emergency room. Yeah, I'm a ticking time bomb. My gallbladder is going to come out, but like, I have a doctor's appointment on the 8th of this month, and if it stays good till then, we're going to do stuff like CAT scans and ultrasounds and reevaluate then to see, and then like do a scheduled surgery if he thinks that's the need, or see what route he wants to go to maybe try to save the gallbladder. I hate being in a hospital. I hate the IVs and everything because they always put the IV in my top of my hand, and it sucks to sleep with that way. I would have done the night stream. I was completely down to do the night stream. I would not have let drunk people do what Boogie did. Who win to fight, Kelly or Lizelle from Baldur's Gate? 3, keep in mind, Kelly gets to bring Pikachu as a summon.